Funny Reddit posts and comments. Every Sunday 3 PM British time. Ex-inmates of Reddit, what was the stupidest thing you've seen a new inmate do on his first day in prison? One guy bragging about what he did to get himself in jail. Other dude showering barefoot. Great way to get convicted. Great way to get jungle fungus. My first time and I went to take a shower for the first time. I got undressed and was about to step in when like 6 people all started yelling at me put some fucking shoes on, dumbest white boy lol. After that I bought some shower shoes. Do you get little shower slippers or something? No, they teach you how to handstand to cut costs. Reach across someone's food. Is this a matter of courtesy or do people have to assume you're gonna fuck with their food if you reach over it? Courtesy and respect. It's way more serious than someone who has never been locked up would expect. Went out to eat with some friends. Reached across my friend's plate to grab the salt. My friend has done time. He was like, heads up, you would never last in prison. Whoops, well now I know. I did 14 years in federal prison for wire fraud. I got out last February. I'm 36. Some things I can say are these. While your sexuality may not be an issue outside of prison, inside prison, male inmates who are openly gay are generally disrespected. Gambling and drugs create debts that are at some point unable to be paid and can result in serious issues for yourself. Most prisons operate a social hierarchy based on gang affiliations or hometowns, although there can be large separations based on race. However, rapists and child molesters will basically be free game for anyone who wants to take their shit or torment them. You might have been a badass outside of prison, but generally you can't fight several people at once, which is what would happen if you talk about how much of a badass you are. Keep your poop to yourself and don't talk crazy to people, which is seen as disrespect. Respect/disrespect has a different meaning in prison, and you'll figure it out. Best to just keep to yourself, unless as much as possible, unless you want to embrace prison life and become institutionalized. Prison is not a place to make friends. There was an old myth that if you challenge the meanest guy in your block to a fight, everyone else would leave you alone. It's true. No one will torment you if you are dead. Kid tried it and got dropped off the 5th tier. First day in Gen Pop, last day in Gen Pop. Most guys just want to do their time alone. Most rape and violence in prison is about debt or tax. If you play it straight, 98% of guys will just leave you alone. Ducking someone up on the yard makes your time worse, not better. Loss of privilege, of time in solitary. Most people don't want that. Most of the straight up psychopaths are in 23/1 lockdown anyway. You get in debt or shoot your mouth off, and you will get settled or taxed. Both are to be avoided. Goofy looking kid, curly hair, thick glasses. He comes in, and for some reason he befriends me. He starts telling me what he did. Sexual assault of a minor. I told him not to be telling nobody that, because it'll get you in trouble. The rest of that day and the next, I bailed out. By then, I could hear him from across the hall telling other people. Not surprised if he's been kicked around a few times. Lol. I read this wearing my curly hair and thick glasses. Thankfully I'm not goofy looking though, so it doesn't apply to me. A slight twist. We had a pink wet floor sign that we would put up in the entrance to the showers, so everyone knew there was someone in there jerking off. The fun game was to watch the new guys, myself included, innocently walk into the entrance to the showers that very first time, past the pink wet floor sign, and then see him come skittering back out a few moments later. Was there ever a time where the guy didn't walk out? It was a minimum security prison. We were all relatively harmless. I don't think there was ever more than strong irritation from the guy jerking in the shower. After all, it had likely been done to him when he was new. Kid gets booked in, hits the unit and starts borrowing food and other commissary items. Before he knew it, he was $200 in the hole. Problem is, in jail and prison, most people who are willing to loan items out expect 2 or 3 of the same item back. Yeah, I know. Interest. Very easy way to get yourself indebted is by borrowing any food or other items. Never get in debt while incarcerated. Hey, do you like watching memes? If you do, make sure to check out my other channel, Meme Cheese. I post hilarious weekly memes every Sunday and memes from different topics randomly. Make sure to subscribe. Link to the channel is below. Collect call his grandma and just cuss her out and talk her like dog poop because she didn't want to put her house up for collateral to bail him out. Anybody do anything to teach him manners? Or just mind their business? Nothing serious. He was shut out from having access to any of the goodies inmates were able to get. Baldwin County Jail in Alabama is quick to add charges and extend your stay to keep that head count up. The jail was all about barely meeting requirements and keeping as much money as possible coming in. They were so cheap that they put beans with almost every lunch and dinner, and on Saturday and Sunday they didn't serve the usual 3 meals. You got brunch and an early dinner, and then a single peanut butter and jelly sandwich around 7 p.m. Where I was in prison, they utilized 40mm soft round launchers to respond to group disturbances. Let me tell you, they weren't soft. Kid comes in thinking he's still hardcore from juvenile hall because guards there didn't do anything when people fought. Decided to up and join a gang that he knew nothing about on his first day, thought he was tough, and started to diss the gang they had high tensions with at the time, and started a group disturbance. Co's respond, tell him to get down, he refuses and curses at them, boom 40mm to his face. Was an accidental shot to the face according to the Co. Face was distorted as hell after. Fractured skull. On his first day. Those 40mm non-lethal rounds are ducking serious. If you gave me the chance to get pepper sprayed or shot with one of those things, I'd pepper spray myself every time. Oh yeah. Duck those 40s. Took one to the rib during a riot and cracked my rib cage. Ducked up part was I wasn't even involved. Crazy thing is, I remember one kid in particular who got juiced up on meth and would not lay it out during a riot, and they shot him 6 times with a 40. 6 damn times, and he still kept going. Tell literally everyone how he was going to escape and showed off all the tools he was using. Was he stopped by the other inmates or by guards? Theirs was a mole, a snitch. Within hours of him trying to saw his way through the bars with the threads of the waistband of his underwear, we were searched, and he was removed. In all fairness, he was awaiting trial and looking at 50+ years. 50's a ton. What did he do? Filthy jaywalker. He ate cereal with water. Guy came in, got on the top bunk. Within 10 minutes dude rolled off it and smacked his head on the concrete. Started to have a seizure. Guards eventually came and just videotaped him for a while in the middle of the room. Eventually they walked him out when he stopped, but then he ran into the wall and fell down, then started to seizure again. They just kept filming. Nobody really thought he was having seizures, but he hit his head pretty bad, so they took him to the infirmary. Father-in-law did 12 years on a second-degree murder app back in the very early 90s. He told me that one time this new guy plopped himself down at the Hells Angels table and started eating breakfast. When he was told to move, he ignored them. After breakfast, the Co's ended up having to cut through about 6 rolls of duct tape to get the guy loose. He never sat near the house again. Not shower. 4 weeks. He got his clothes ripped up and he was thrown half naked into the showers. They also tuned him up pretty good. Did anyone know why he refused to shower? Like, was he just gross, or was he afraid soap would be dropped? Obviously not related to this guy, but I bunked next to a woman who refused to shower because she was pregnant. She was trying to become as unhealthy as possible in hopes that it would spur a miscarriage. She would also jump off the top bunks onto her stomach. She didn't eat for the first few days and she literally slept all day every day. I felt bad for her, but she was putting my own health in danger. I cut off 10 inches of my hair before going in to avoid getting lice, and I sure as hell wasn't going to let myself sleep next to someone who was going to attract bugs. If you have any sign of bugs, you go into isolation. I put in a request to move and made it very clear why. I told them that she was severely depressed and possibly suicidal. They let me move across the room to an open bunk, but nothing happened with her. She should have been in the medical bay, but they were too full. Thanks for watching the video, guys. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss an upload. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter for exclusive updates and content as well. Goodbye.